Steelers are at the I know y'all can just hear it in my voice. Steelers at the Browns. Browns favored by 3.5.
I will start with me.
I'm gonna start with me. You know I love the dog here. I'm gonna take the Steelers plus the 3.5 points on a roll, coming off the bye week. I just think there's a lot of things lined up for the Steelers team. We know the Browns performed well against Denver, that fading Denver team. They covered that. What was it? 1.5, 2-point spread at close. They covered that. They played extremely well, running the ball down their throats. But I think they're going to have some trouble here doing that. I think not Kareem Hunt, but Nick Chubb is going to be back this week. Baker Mayfield doesn't look like he's going to be back. It's probably going to be back another week. But there's something about these AFC North teams as road dogs. So I've spoken about it previously here on the What's the Line podcast. But the Steelers, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, if you catch them as a road dog, they're all at least 55% or better. So those are teams that you kind of want to back in this spot. I think Mike Tomlin is going to have this team ready. This defense is still a pretty good defense. I know sometimes they give up the big play, but Case Keenum, show me with your receivers. I think they only got Jarvis Landry out there is really the big time receiver. And he left the last game hurt. You got Odell Beckham. He's still playing hurt. So there's a lot of things with the Browns. They really picked themselves up back against the wall last game. But you're laying over a field goal here in division. I got to take the Steelers with that. Just a great organization, head coach. They're really is great in this spot. 29-18-1 against the spread as a road dog. Mike Tomlin is. So I'm going to back them here. He's also 48-38-4 in the division. So I'll take the Steelers plus the 3.5. Give me the hook and possible best bet. Mike Curry, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I lean Steelers. I actually don't think this line is going to close at 3.5. I feel like it probably close at 3 or something.
What are we seeing right now?
3.5 for the line.
3.5 Tuesday, October 26th.
Yep.
So 2.5, 3.5. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna lean with the Steelers. Back Mike Tomlin off a bye. Browns they look wounded right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they just look really, really wounded. They kind of barely got out of that Broncos game, but none of us really think anything about the Broncos. But I'm gonna lean with the Steelers in this spot. Yeah, I kind of like them on the money line too. Yeah, I'm gonna lean Steelers though.
All right, Soundman, what do you think about this one? Browns favored by 3.5 at home in division.
Potential Soundman special here. I'm feeling really good about this. Solely because you already went that way. The last time my Soundman special was played, it was the Raiders. We and you were both here. You picked the Raiders, and they won for us outright. I love the Steelers here. Was asleep for the whole Browns-Denver game. Didn't see anything about them. I know they're super banged up, but I'm all here for the Steelers on the road. I think we can throw everything out when it comes to AFC North. I was super wrong last week with Bengals-Ravens. Stats meant nothing. So to P's point, man, these AFC North dogs on the road got something going for them. But I'm just here for Mike Tomlin off the bye week, going into Cleveland against the depleted Cleveland team, especially if Baker's not playing here. Like, I love the Steelers here on the road, money line dog. This is potential Soundman special. I think it might be the Soundman special this week. I love the Steelers here.
All right, Rome, close us out. What do you think about this game? What does that say?
He's got props
go
now.
Browns, go Browns.
Man.
Go Browns.
The Browns, man. I'm telling you, go Browns. All right. So there's a reason why I like the Browns here in this spot, and it's all about what Pittsburgh doesn't do well. So Browns, number 2 team in pro football in terms of opponents' plays per game, meaning their defense is on the field for the second least amount of plays per game, only second to the Buffalo Bills, who we think highly of. So the Browns defense knows how to get off the field. It's like, Rome, what does that stat mean? Their defense only plays why does the amount of plays that their defense plays matter? It matters because that means they're able to get off the field. If the defense is on the field all damn day, your offense isn't on the field, and you're not running the ball, you're not doing the things that you want to be able to do. The Browns defense is on the field the second least of any team in pro football. The Pittsburgh Steelers cannot run the ball. The Browns defense seems to be a little bit better at stopping the pass. They're top 10. They're top 2 against the run. They're top 10 against the pass. So a team in a defense that knows how to get off the field, and we talk about Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum. I was on the Browns this past Thursday night. They covered, depending on what line you got. But let's be very specific. Baker Mayfield and Chase Keenum, there's no real drop-off there. Mm-hmm. So I don't really want to hear. It doesn't really matter who's playing quarterback to me, to be honest. I would honestly prefer Chase Keenum. So a defense that gets off the field, an offense that's competent, that's getting back the running back at home in division, and then you talk about a Pittsburgh team that's owned this Browns team. Everybody's going to think this is the sharpest bet of the week. Everybody's going to think, this is the sharpest dog bet of the week. I don't think that's the case. The Pittsburgh Steelers have notably owned the Browns going back to before Paul Brown put the mics in the helmet. Okay, so that we know the Steelers own the Browns. Everybody in the world knows that. The Browns are still laying points. The Browns are still favored. Everybody knows the Browns are banged up. The Browns are still favored. So there's no way that I'm getting behind a team in the Steelers that is still pretty bad at running the ball, 29th in pro football to 32 teams in terms of running the ball. And then they're middle of the pack in terms of passing the ball. And the only reason that is the case is because they've had a lot of passing yards in garbage time. This Steelers team is not fooling me. It's the same Steelers team that I thought they would be at the beginning of the year. This is the first year that Mike Tomlin will coach a football team that goes under 500. And I'm not sold by the sound bites and all the shit that's going on in Pittsburgh with the media and all that. It doesn't really matter to me. What I know is this is a Browns team that had a total team win share at 10.5 this year. And I can see that they're right on par to meeting that. And these are the type of games that they're going to have to win to turn the corner. And I do think that they have thus turned such corner, regardless of who the quarterback is. This is a Browns or nothing play for me. This is one of those plays I will say, full disclosure, I would have thought I was being smart last year or years prior betting on the Steelers here. This is not the chance to bet the Steelers. There's nothing that we've seen from Big Ben that has shown us otherwise. And the one spot in which we did think they would cover, they covered. So it's over with. In division, catching points, 2.5. They're not giving you a hook for free. I think it closes around 2 because I think there's more Steelers money that comes in this week, and the Browns will find a way to cover 2.
Well, I mean, Rome, I agree. You made some good points there. I definitely agree. I don't think the Browns are as banged up as they were when we talked about
They're
them
definitely
7
not.
days ago. They're not as banged up. They already got one offensive lineman back. I think the second one's coming back this week. So I don't look at them as banged up as they were, a week or so ago. But what I will say about the Steelers, though, I don't look at them as they own the Browns team anymore. I think the Browns are the better team. And the line says
historically.
that.
I mean, historically, the Steelers have owned the Browns.
Correct. But this isn't like the Steelers know who they are now. They know how embarrassed they got by the Browns last time they played. Like I said, you made great points, but I don't look at it as the almighty Steelers versus the small town Browns anymore. Like the Browns are like a legit team now.
I think you saying that the Steelers know who they are. I mean, that to be honest, for one, I don't think that's true. But let's just say it is true. They're not good at whoever the hell they are because they can't run the ball and they aren't passing the ball well. If you're 29th in pro football in terms of running the ball, you should know you're not good at running the ball, and you should be putting that much more effort into passing the ball, and you should probably be better than 15th at passing the ball. So I don't think they know who they are. I don't think they're good at anything that they do offensively. And I think that I do this every year with the Steelers. They line up linebackers and slot receivers. Their defense it somehow finds a way to shut people down via pressure and basically playing more physical ball. But this is a Browns team that's not scared, specifically scared in terms of running the ball right at the Steelers. Many teams don't do it. It's the same Browns team that walked into Pittsburgh and sent them boys home packing and had Big Ben on the sideline crying. So we've seen this already. So that's why I'm saying a lot of people are probably going to rush to bet the Steelers, revenge spot, blah, blah, blah. We've seen it already. They're not better than them. We just saw it 8 months ago, 9 months ago. They are not better than this team. And I think it's us trying to hold on to the fact that the organization and what we know about the Steelers and pass and bounce back spots specifically. Well, how about this? If you're bouncing back, it means you're losing. So why are the Steelers running into so many bounce back spots this year? We thought the Raiders were going to be a bounce back spot. They lose.